We all know that feeding our tropical fish a varied diet is the key to keeping them healthy, but there are so many foods and different types of food out there. Which are the best and why? Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Russ and I've been in the aquarium hobby now for over 40 years. And in them 40 plus years, you feed your fish daily so you actually get your favourite foods. The foods that encourage the fish's natural behaviour. The foods that enhance the colour and the health of your fish. You get your favourites. So this video is a list of my favourite foods. We'll take a look at my favourite dried foods, the benefits of offering live foods, the difference between live food and frozen foods, and we'll also take a look at the ultimate food that I personally think everybody should be feeding the fish at least 2-3 times a week. So we'll start with the foods that are readily available to pretty much everybody, the dried food. There are many different flake foods that are available to us. I personally use Tetramin. It's one that I was advised to use 40 years ago when I started in the hobby, but there are lots of different makes, if you will, or brands. You've got your Tetramin, you've got your Aquarium, and Fluval bug bites actually do a good flake food now, and I will try that next time I need to buy flake foods. But flake foods are a good food. They are good, especially for your fish that feed off the surface. They're formulated to provide a balanced diet, and they contain the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals that are required for your fish to remain healthy. Alongside feeding flake food, you want to be looking at a good quality pellet food as well. Now I do prefer the Fluval bug bite pellets. They come in various sizes, so I go for the smaller pellet because that's ideal for a rainbow fish because they only have a small throat. The ingredients contain black soldier fly larvae, dried salmon, various carbohydrates, there's vitamins in there, and they just offer your fish a great natural diet because of the insects that are in the food. There is another dried food out there that does require a little bit of work before you can feed it your fish, but it tends to go under everybody's radar. There is a few people out there that talk about this, but it is so healthy and all my fish love it. It's good for my bottom feeders, and it's also good for the fish that'll eat in the water column but will also take food off the bottom, and that is the Repashy gel foods. They're a little bit more expensive than some foods, but they are packed with protein, vitamins and minerals your fish need. Some of the ingredients include black soldier fly larvae, dried seaweed, dried watermelon. There's so much ingredients in these foods that you have to feed them your fish and just see how they benefit from them. And like I say, they do require a little bit of work first. So when you get it, you get your tub, and it's in powder form, so you have to mix it with boiling water. You give it a good mix up, and it sets to a gel. And it does set pretty quick, but it does give you time where you may be able to make a few little shrimp lollies out of it, and then have it set in a tub. Once it's set, and when I say set, it goes to a jelly. You can cut it into cubes to the size you want, break them up, put them in the freezer, and you can use them then. You can sit in the freezer for 3 months, and you just take it out, defrost them, and put them in your tank. They're great for your bottom feeders, and it's great for the fish that will eat food in the column, but will also take food off the bottom. Repashy gel foods are definitely the way forward, guys. Then we have what I consider the ultimate dried food, and we will go into the ultimate live food as well later on in the video, but the ultimate dried food to me is bee pollen. Bee pollen's another one that goes under quite a lot of people's radars, but it's so good to feed your fish. It's good for your adult fish, it's good for your fry. To feed it, I tend to put a few pieces of bee pollen in warm water and it dissolves after about 10 minutes. Just keep stirring it. It's great for feeding to shrimp because them small molecules go all over your shrimp tank, so all the little baby shrimp will pick away at it. It's great for feeding fry. Again, the small molecules aren't too large, I should say, for your fish, for your fry to eat. And it's great for the adults. It's high in vitamins, it's high in minerals, it's high in protein. The high protein of it improves the growth and the development of your fish. It enhances the colours. Bee pollen's also full of antioxidants, which help boost the immunity of your fish. It's full of enzymes that help the digestion. Bee pollen, guys, is definitely the ultimate dried food which everybody should be introducing to their aquariums. If you have made it this far through the video, can I please ask you just to click the like button and subscribe to the channel for further content. Thank you. Now we'll take a look at the live foods and the frozen equivalents. So there are benefits of feeding live food and there are benefits of feeding frozen food, but there are also some downsides to feeding both as well. So we'll take a look at that. But we'll look at the brine shrimp, Daphnia, glassworm, cyclops. They're all great live foods that you can feed your fish when you can get hold of them. And what they offer is they're rich in protein, they're full of the essential fatty acids that are required, the essential vitamins, and they are actually great for fish that are fussy eaters. Now, there is difference obviously between live food and frozen food. They all offer pretty much the same regarding proteins, the fatty acids, and the vitamins. Everything's the same. But if you're feeding live foods, you are taking a risk of adding diseases to your aquarium and parasites to your aquarium. So you do have to watch out for that. But the benefits of feeding live food is it just encourages the natural behaviour because they're swimming about, they're jigging about, the glassworms are wiggling around. It just enhances the natural behaviour so much more than what frozen foods do. And that really is the downside of feeding the frozen variants of live foods. But the good side about feeding the frozen variants are, obviously it doesn't lose any of the nutritional values, but any diseases, any parasites, any pathogens are all killed in the freezing process. So it's actually safer to feed your fish frozen live foods instead. I did promise you what I consider the ultimate food that everybody should be feeding their aquariums at least 2 to 3 times a week, and that is bloodworm. Bloodworm is an amazing food for your fish. It's natural, it's rich in protein, it's rich in fatty acids, it carries all the important vitamins, it helps support the growth and the health of your fish. It's a great food to feed your fish when you're conditioning them for breeding. It's high carotenoid content, helps enhance the colours of your fish as well. So me personally, I think people should be putting that into your fish diet at least 2 to 3 times a week. No matter what food we feed our fish, we do have to be mindful for overfeeding. Overfeeding is one of the main causes for algae blooms in your aquarium. But there are other things that cause algae growth in your aquarium which you can control so you don't get algae growth in your aquarium. And if you want to know what they are, then watch this video next, and I'll see you there. Take care.